All right, guys, this is the kettlebell single leg deadlift. This took me a lot of practice. I started off doing it assisted, which I'll show you how to do in just a second, but it has become one of my favorite exercises because it feels like it just builds your booty so much. Like the soreness is unmatched the next day. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that out there. So first I'll show you what the exercise is, how to do it, what to aim for, where to feel it, and then I'll show you how to do it assisted if you need that, because I did. So you can have a kettlebell or a dumbbell. I find that the kettlebell is an easier grip, and I find that the way the kettlebell the weight is more like this versus when you're holding the dumbbell, the weight comes out like this. Works better in the situation because you're able to get closer to your front foot with the weight, which I find helps with balance. So kettlebell if possible. So you're gonna have your kettlebell in one hand. Nice strong grip. You're gonna pull that shoulder back. Again, anytime we're doing any kind of deadlift, the back is very important to keep strong. So make sure that you're not just holding the kettlebell down like this. Really pull the shoulder back. Okay, so nice strong back. And then, so whatever hand the kettlebell is in, the way that I remember which leg to use is think about just taking that leg back. So you're actually working this front leg. So you're thinking kind of about making space for the kettlebell. The hand that's not working or holding anything, I hold out to the side in a fist to help with balance. So from here, I'm gonna show you without the weight first. From here, you're having a slight bend in the working leg, and you're actually gonna straighten out the leg that's going back and activate this glute. I find that that helps with stability as well. Chin stays down and goes and looks straight towards your toes. And I think about taking the kettlebell right to the inside of the top of my foot. So it'll go right here. So right to the inside of the top of my foot is what I'm aiming for. Back leg straight, slight bend in this knee. This arm is locked in from the shoulder blade and strong, so we're not coming down and twisting and reaching by any means. And then from here, how I'm coming up is I'm thinking about driving this heel into the floor and bringing this hip forward. So from here we come up and squeeze. Then we come back down, same thing. Up and squeeze. So what you should feel is a nice big stretch in this glute on the way up, especially as that weight gets heavier. It's like madness. So let me show you what that looks like with the weight really quick. So we're holding this here. Okay, just like that. So what I do sometimes is I'll actually rest the kettlebell on the ground and pause for a second to get my balance, assuming that the kettlebell is tall enough that I'm not reaching down like this to do that. And then from there, I'll drive it back up, okay? If all of this is like way too intense, what you can do is take a foam roller and use it as like a balance for assistance. So instead of using that balance out here, you can just place that hand right here. Just make sure that it's kind of out in front of you a little bit, so you don't have it right next to your side. Out in front of you just a little bit, and then everything else is the same. Slight bend in that standing leg, back leg straight. Take the kettlebell down right into the front of the toes to the side, drive up through that standing leg, okay? Another option is to do it against a squat rack. This option I really like because your hand can kind of come up and down as you come up and down rather than staying put in one place. So I'll just show you what that looks like really quick. We'll move this out of our way. So for that, we would be here, holding the bar, coming down, and you'll notice my hand can kind of come down with me here and then come back up. Someone told me once that when they're doing single leg deadlifts, what they think about is keeping their hips like on a railroad track. So what that means is basically when you're doing this exercise, you want to think about your hips completely facing the ground the entire time. You want to try to make sure that you're not coming down and opening up the hips, okay? So when you're coming down, hips stay straight, you go straight down, leg comes straight back. All right, this is such a good exercise. Use the squat rack, use the foam roller if you guys feel like you need some help, or go down and wait if you feel like you can do it without assistance, and just focus on your form that way. But that is the single leg deadlift. Let me know if you guys have any questions.